for business and all that, and certainly that's what they think. They're going to corporatize this area, get through it and everything. But what comes along with transnational, multinational corporations is militarization. And we know they already want to put the Navy, war games, bombs, all that crap in the ocean. We know they want to have access through this area because it's a bottleneck, and it has been forever. And so Richardson Grove Action Now, we have our analysis on these papers, and there's a lot of them. People want to give them out, read them, give them to passersby. But we're about direct action, and we're having a action camp. I don't know how my voice already left, but maybe we should chant for a second. One demand, cancel the plan. 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 One demand. It will change everything forever. And we have some folks that were going to speak, and we also want to invite music. And we want to stay here together like this. And so I want to ask Barbara Kennedy, who's been working on this issue for a long time, to come up. Thank you. Yay, Barbara!
About this project. He's the professor at HSU that's the expert on redwoods. He's the one that has climbed the 350-foot redwood trees all the way to the top. And he was featured in National Geographic magazine. This is what he says about this project. Cutting woody roots of redwoods leads to decline and often dieback of the treetop and other portions of the crown, depending on the number of large roots cut and the proportion of the rooting zone impacted by construction. I have studied redwoods for many years, and my repeated observations of large redwoods near construction sites have convinced me that cutting large roots is a bad idea. If maintaining tree health and vigor is a goal, surely one of the primary goals in Richardson Grove State Park, as in all of the redwood forests protected within our region, is maintenance of redwood tree health and vigor. Thus, I urge Caltrans to abandon plans to widen Highway 101 in a way that necessitates cutting woody roots, because this will greatly compromise Richardson Grove State Park's goal of protecting the giant roadside trees in this magnificent forest. So don't let them tell you that this is a harmless project that is baloney. It's not true. Now listen, we've got a great opportunity here with this budget crisis. Look at this building. Look at how much it must take to keep up this building and all the people that work there.
I know.
Here are letters, okay, here are letters to our new state senator, Noreen Evans, who's on one of the governor's budget committees, and to Jerry Brown, our new governor. His father was instrumental in protecting and recognizing the value of redwoods, so Jerry Brown knows how important redwoods are. You can pick up copies of these letters and fax them or email them. They're up on the table there. Take some action. This is all about taking action here today. If we do not press our legislators, up to now they've turned deaf eyes to us. They only want to listen to the interests of business, but we've got to let them know that there's more than just business people affected by this project, because this project is all about the future of Humboldt County. We can have jobs here, we can have economic development, but it must be green economic development. It must not be the old model of bringing in Chinese crap and low-paying jobs into this area, and that is what they want to do. So I'll leave it at that, but take some action, people.
Down there. You know, I drive that road every time I go anywhere. I have to go through the grove. They tell you they need to widen it so the big rigs can come through. Well, those big rigs are already coming through. If they do what they're doing, they're going to come through even faster. Now, Caltrans has told us the reason they didn't do it before, because they had plans. They had plans to go across the river. They decide that's not as cost effective. Now, it's okay if we just go through the first state park that was ever put together. Now, it's okay if we close down all the businesses just about Piercy. Piercy's a town of 3 dead sawmills. You know, and most of the businesses line 101, well, they're going to have to block their entrances, which means those employees aren't going to be able to go to work. They want to talk about how it's good for the economy, but every time they do their little surveys and stuff in our area, it just shuts down everything happening. I am sorry, there is a lot of accidents in Richardson Grove because people don't slow down. If they're adding an extra minute to people's day to drive slower, that might make a big difference. But you start sawing roots, you're not going to have healthy trees. And that means those trees are going to die slowly. They already got their roots paved. But you start sawing roots, those trees are intertwined. You know, you can look at Richardson's Grove. A good example is what happened over in Humboldt area, Redwoods and Weot. When they had trees falling down, they fell like dominoes. One goes down, they start taking out others. Well, you want to start removing the small trees and you open it up to the wind. You start blowing the wind through there. I've driven through Richardson's Grove and had limbs coming down, and those limbs are enough to do damage. Sometimes when the wind blows through there, when we have a good rainstorm, before Caltrans comes and sweeps it, you can't even see where the center line is. So every time I go through there, I kind of do a little prayer because it's a hazardous road as it is, and making bigger trucks at a higher speed. Well, what happens when there's an accident because Caltrans engineers made a bad decision? We all sue the state. Well, gee whiz, then we pay for it double. I think we ought to hold Caltrans engineers responsible. My neighbors lost 2 houses on the freeway.
So here's our public input. One demand, cancel the plan. 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 One demand, cancel the plan.
Hi, everybody. I'm from Southern Humboldt, and I have land there, and I love it here where I live in Southern Humboldt. And I just have one thing to say. I want to say not Sam to all of you. Thank you so much for everybody being here. And I want you to remember this old song that I used to sing all the time. And what we've done to half of this world is which we paved paradise. We put up a parking lot. I want you all to sing this with me now. Well, we paved paradise, put up a parking lot. We took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. That's right. We charged all the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey farmer, hey, they took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. And they charged all the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't you think it's time we stop paving paradise? We want a better world. We want a better world than that. Not Satnam to everybody here and Waheguru to you and love and peace.
Let's hear it for that song. That was awesome. Okay, we've got another short song here.
Hi everybody, thank you for coming out. It's beautiful. This is a little song I made up. There's a little grove up ahead of Groatsman Creek in Sunnybray. That is my backyard. You know it. So there's a little song I made up. I usually got the guitar, but it goes like this. We like trees, we like trees. They help us breathe, while they transpire. We respire, but the flames burn higher, Let me tell you about America's firstborn native son, General George, President Washington. Say he chopped down the cherry tree, took the roots and the shoots and the fruits and left us with liberty. Liberty in a land that's free, free and clear of all those trees. Now we can't see the forest for the trees. Please save them trees, them last trees with the memories of centuries.
How's you guys doing? I really like how loud you are, but I don't think I've heard it yet. Okay, really quick, I want to just give a really shout out. Richardson Grove, action now. Hell yeah. That is about says it all, doesn't it? We need action now. I want you guys to give it up really quick for the organizers that put this together, because I am so blessed to be here right now. Not in the go. You're not going to take this project. wonderful plan to widen the road through the ancient trees, that they would be having such an effect. They're galvanizing us. They're actually inspiring a movement to come together right here where we need it. This is very exciting. So I'm really psyched to see all you guys here. And I want to ask a quick question. Do you think we could do a quick choreographed crowd movement, rather? I'm hoping that we could all come over onto these steps and maybe put our fist in the air or something like this, or some sort of visual communication to say, what is the phrase again you're using?
One demand.
Wait, I couldn't hear you.
One demand. Cancel the plan.
There we go. And so I'm hoping that we can go over here and I'll be thinking this message and take a really cool picture in front of Caltrans District 1, just to let the people in Sacramento know that this is a first step. This is only our first rally. This is only our first rally.
You realize that we've had thousands of postcard signs that are probably still sitting up there on the second floor inside this building. I know that
You fell from sky to earth a long, long time ago. When Rome was giving birth, the rains began to snow. You fell from great-grandfather. Upon this earth, our mother, with natives who had heard. The Greeks had passed from power and we began to sow. As living things will flower, our arms began to grow. We spread out various kinds, canopies so high, shaded grapes so thick, their boughs in the wind did fly. A fall of Rome soon, and yet we stood our ground. Like both savage moon, but rain was still around. When Kublai Khan lorded east and rode over many provinces, our boughs spread out in fuming air with fragrant forest incense. We grew so ever slowly and reached out for the skies, and yet we felt so lowly to kinship so high. Crusaders rode from Britain to Spain Rockin band. With strength we grew quite smitten with our height, for ye understand. When darkness 'twas the age of man, and Satan flew o'er people, our boughs grew long with open hand, and we became a steeple. When fall rolled in, our boughs would drink the cool Pacific dewdrops. The wisdom of our Lord, you'd think, from floor to stately treetops. And inland high on mountains we flew, we grew with sun and heat. Great wide sequoia fountains with many feet. The rope that grived was greatness, great height was gained by we. While humans were still faithless, our sunlit boughs would see. Magna Carta paved the road as we grew thick and strong. Democracy rang out an ode, our boughs and leaves a song. When Ferdinand and Isabella ruled the Spanish Main, commissioned to an obsessed fella thought to be insane, we towered o'er ocean blue and drank the rains from heaven and sipped the salty foggy dew o'er 100 twice times 7. And when at last the white man came, our greatness spread with world fame, and one by one my kinship fell. The axe had won, the wood to sell. And here we are in modern times, our kinship left are few. The clock has rung its many chimes, man's mercy surely due. We're Sequoia gigantea, and Sequoia sempervirens, largest earthly kind of tree, our species forming our environs. High great mountains are our host, where Sierras meet Nevadas, and taught the northern western coast on the northern California. And we ask for mankind's mercy to please save us from destruction. Largest beings, though so earthly, used for mankind's blind construction. As our numbers are but a few, and greed must here now cease, mankind's mercy surely due for redwoods forest's final lease.
Yay! Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you.
It seems like you haven't heard us. We've been loud, but we need to get louder. Needless to say, bolder! We're getting it bolder. This is what we're trying to show here. Bold. Cancel the highway expansion through Richardson Grove, because we're getting bolder every minute. Caltrans and elected representatives continue to ignore our will, the will of the people, bowing instead to a few big business owners and the wealthiest 1% of our population. People charged with the duty of representing the will of the people blatantly go against us. The Humboldt County Board of Supervisors, both secretly and overtly, have shut out public participation regarding this project. Elected State Assembly project member, our guy, West Chesborough, has lied and given the green light for the ruin of Richardson Grove. Caltrans project manager Kim Floyd and District 1 supervisor Charles Fielder stand to advance their own positions with the completion of the Richardson Grove Road widening. They have all rubber-stamped this horrendous project in spite of the will of the people. The people have made a loud and bold expression of our desire for autonomous communities. Autonomous communities that operate free from outside domination, free of top-down government. We want communities without unnecessary infrastructure. We want communities not dependent on endless expansion and the false progress of convenience. We want a place of corporate invasion, free of Walmarts and prisons. We want a place that honors the spirit of the land and the spirit of the people. Call it home. It's home. We want to cultivate community, and we stand together until this plan and any other nasty plans are canceled. Cancel the highway expansion to Richardson Grove. And resist the highway wherever it raises its ugly head. They just did a poll, a very good poll, and they showed that people to save money would rather have defenses, number one, to cut highways are number 3. So here it is. So profit-driven corporations are vulnerable because working people keep these corporations going. Tunisia, Algeria, Albania, Egypt, and people all over the world who say, no, we will not take it anymore. We are in solidarity with all people resisting oppressive conditions imposed upon them and who are rising up against corrupt systems that attempt to enslave them. We are in solidarity with those fighting back for their freedom. We are here to say, no, you will not expand the highway through Richardson Grove. We will stop you. Wait, I'm not finished. Let's get this thing done. We're going to get this done. I mean, we need to have this statement made because this is what they're doing it for. It makes sense to hear what they're doing it for.
Oh yeah, we know.
During this perilous time in the history of this planet and the history of our species, we must stop the destruction of the natural world. We must stop destruction that comes in all shapes and sizes, from international laws that keep people in continual smothering into a concrete ball, into a concrete hell, the concrete jungle. Capitalism is killing us. We know it's a problem. Focusing on simplifying our lives is the first step towards surviving and determining our own healthy existence. The people who think they are in power orchestrate wanton destruction of the land and push for the building up of structures that only ensure their profits and deny the survival and quality of our lives. Their aims are presented as progress, yet in reality they bring us sickness. Progress is sickness.
Yes.
Cancel the highway expansion to Richardson Grove. We want to be able to walk along the road to Richardson Grove. Those trees in Richardson Grove are in a protected park. We want them to stay that way. With such a small amount of ancient forest left, everything we do to it should be good for the trees, not good for the trucks. We will defend what's left. We will defend the ancient trees. We will defend our lives from further corporate and military invasion. We have the power to protect the forest for future generations, not for Abrams M1 tanks. Raise your voices and shake the walls of Caltrans. We will stop this plan, and we are canceling the highway expansion plan through Richardson Grove. All power to the people! Now's the time when we all rock out with you. Want to rock with you? Yes!
to, you know, live in Santa Rosa, if we want to live in Santa Rosa, live in Santa Rosa. Southern California, what a nightmare that is. Is that what we want here?
That's a Twilight Zone down there.